Niklsun here, and welcome to Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. I'm your host, and on this show, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we'll be going over all of the day's movie news, as well as going over what it means for the production in general, such as casting decisions, trailer announcements, director announcements, things like that. So, without any further ado, let's get started with today's Hot Topics. This has been an incredible week for trailers, for anybody out there who's a movie fan. I mean, we've gotten trailers from everything from Ant-Man to Terminator Genesis to Star Wars, Batman v Superman. We just got a new trailer for Jurassic World. We got a new trailer for Fantastic Four. And we also just got a brand new trailer, the final trailer, for the upcoming documentary directed by Jon Schnepp called The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, which is a telling of what actually went down with the production of Superman Lives, which was the Tim Burton Superman movie that he was directing with Nicolas Cage starring as Superman. Now, this movie is one of the most famous movies that never got made because it was only weeks away from its actual start of production. And from everything that we've heard, and even just the little glimpses that we've seen in these trailers, this was going to be one hell of a weird movie. And I think that depending on the final outcome, because this would have been when Tim Burton was still in his heyday, when he was still, his name carried a lot of weight. Nowadays, his name carries a little bit of trepidation only because of his recent track record. But back then, that was when he was still in his heyday. And I think with Nicolas Cage, who was at the fever pitch of his action hero status in the mid-90s, this would have been a knockout punch, I assume. Now, I haven't read the script. Apparently, there are people out there who have read the script, and they don't talk as favorably about the script. I mean, it's all depending on your interpretation. It's what you see in your own head. It's not about what the actual on-screen imagery would have been. And judging by what we've seen in this trailer, it would have been batshit crazy. I mean, this would have been an insane movie. And I'm kind of upset now that we don't get a chance to see it. Now, I've covered the past trailers that we've had. I covered when Jon Schnepp unveiled the first full trailer for the movie back at Comic-Con last year, and like I've supported the movie. I've given, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's like either 80 or $100 that I've supported to this actual film because I want to see this story be told. And I think this is one of the stories out of Hollywood that needs to be told. You need to see that it's not all sunshine and rainbows and all this stuff, that there are actual projects, big projects with big name people attached to them that still get shut down. I mean, we still don't know the exact reason behind it. At least I'm not entirely sure of the exact reason behind it, but hopefully we're going to find out when this documentary lands, which it's going to be having a soft open on May 1st. It's going to be opening up in a couple of theaters, I believe in LA and then in New York a couple of days later. Then it's going to be opening up in a much wider release on, I believe, July the 9th. So you're going to be able to, I believe, buy it on Blu-ray. You're going to be able to stream it on iTunes, and then also, it will be expanding to wider theaters at that time as well. So depending on where you live, you might actually be able to go and see this film in a theater. And I'm still hoping, I've asked him, and Jon Schnepp actually got back to me about the fact that they are trying to get a Toronto screening. And I hope that they do end up doing that, because this movie, I think, is going to be one. This and Doomed is another movie that I'm really looking forward to, talking about the behind the scenes of Hollywood. Doomed is obviously a completely different storyline altogether. I mean, that was solely just to keep the rights. This movie was, let's see how weird we can make Superman. I mean, in the mid-90s, I think it would have been absolutely just a feast for the eyes. But again, we never got a chance to see it. But we do get a chance to see this documentary, and I am very excited to see it. If you guys haven't checked it out, you can check the link in the description below. You can watch the trailer. But yeah, this just looks bonkers, off the wall crazy. Like, I can't wait to see this. I can't. I don't know. There's nothing more really that I could say about it because, I mean, I've been a supporter of Jon Schnepp ever since he announced this project. I can't wait to see it. And judging by what we've seen in the trailer, it looks like he's really pulled off a great documentary. So I can't wait to see it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you like the trailer? Are you excited for this film? What other movies that almost didn't get made would you like to hear about and all that kind of stuff? Because I messaged this out on my Facebook page last fall, and I still haven't been able to get time to actually construct it, but I am working on a show that I will do hopefully maybe once a month or maybe once every few months, where I will talk about a film or two that just never got made. It got almost right to the start line, and then it just, for one reason or another, just completely collapsed. One of the most recent ones that comes to memory for me was Paradise Lost, which was going to be a movie done by Alex Proyas, who directed Dark City, He also directed iRobot, and most recently he did, actually no, it wasn't most recently, he did Knowing, although that might have been his most recent film. But he was planning on shooting Paradise Lost, which is going to be this big, huge, epic battle between heaven and hell. And they had cast Bradley Cooper as Lucifer. And just the concept art they released alone of what Lucifer would look like. The movie was shut down because of budgetary reasons. The budget just got way too out of control, but I mean, God, that movie would have been absolutely incredible. And I want to talk about that one at length. So that's probably going to be one of the first films that I talk about. But let me know about other movies that got right to the point where like casting was announced and all that kind of stuff. And then for one reason or another, it just got shut down. So let me know in the comment section below what types of films like that you would like to hear about. And definitely check out The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened When It Opened. I can't be more excited about this movie. I'm just, oh, one other thing too. Seeing the part in the trailer about John Peters and seeing his hair, it's exactly like Kevin Smith described it in his Evening with Kevin Smith DVD like 15 years ago or 10 years ago. So, I mean, that to me, when I saw that, I just laughed out loud because he said it was very coiffed, very, very perfect hair. I mean, he used to be Barbra Streisand's hairstylist, so it only makes sense, like that was way back in, I think, like the 70s, but still, I'm excited for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if we do get more information about this topic, then I will definitely update you guys on here. We're about 6 weeks out from its release, and Universal Pictures has just released the final trailer for Jurassic World. Now, the one thing I have to praise Universal about, and they completely did not do this with Furious 7, is they have been very restrained with what they are showing. Because if you watch the trailers, and if you've watched all of them, you'll realize that a lot of the new footage that we're getting is just little extended parts of the 2 or 3 little sequences that we've already seen. So, I mean, we got a little bit more footage about the pterodactyl attack. We got a little bit more footage of the Indominus Rex breaking out. And we got a little bit more footage of the gyroscope sequence. But the entire third act of the movie has still been kept in secret. We still don't know exactly. Like, that pterodactyl attack, I guarantee, is going to be the midway point in the movie. I have a feeling that's going to be, because the movie's going to be about an hour, or 2 hours and 10 minutes, I assume. I believe that sequence is going to happen about an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes into the film. So that's going to be about the midway point. But the entire third act, which I heard a while ago, and it hasn't been corroborated, but there's a lot of information that is pointing to this. So this is still speculation, but it very well may be a spoiler. So if you don't want to know what could potentially happen at the end of Jurassic World, just mute it. I'll wave my hands like this when I'm done talking about this, okay? So here we go. You've been warned. So I believe, and I've said this before, I believe that the third act of the movie is going to consist of Chris Pratt's character and Bryce Dallas Howard's character getting the old T-Rex that is still around in the north section of the island, which if you watch on some of the trailers, it shows that is a coordinated or a quarantine section of the island. Nobody's allowed in there. And I have a feeling it's because they were able to trap the original T-Rex in there. And they are going to bring out the original T-Rex. Because you see in the first trailer, you see Bryce Dallas Howard holding the flare and opening up this big container. And then in this trailer, very, very brief shot. We still don't know if it's her or not, but I do believe that it's her. You can see a woman running away. Just you see these high heels running away. And behind her, you see the Indominus Rex feet walking because you can see its giant claws. At first, I thought it was the T-Rex, but you can see the giant claws of the Indominus Rex. I know I'm getting extra nerdy here, but still, just hold on. And so I believe that they're going to lure that T-Rex out, and we are going to get a massive dino battle to end all dino battles. And it's also, in my opinion, going to include the velociraptors that Chris Pratt's character is going to be unleashing. So that to me sounds absolutely incredible, and I hope that's the case because that's what people have been wanting, especially after that little micro dino fight that we got in Jurassic Park 3, the like 45-second dino fight that really wasn't a dino fight. It was more just a snap your teeth, grab your neck, twist your neck. And that was all it really was. So, all right, I'm done talking about that spoiler, so you guys can come back. But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what they're able to do with this movie. I mean, we get our first looks at BD Wong back in his role, and then Vincent D'Onofrio as the head of security for this for the island. Now, judging by the trailer, I like the way they're going with this. The fact that a lot of people said, well, it's going to be just a retread of the first movie. And no, this isn't, because This is not just a loose animal. Like or this is not, human error that has caused this. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but this was the breakout was not due to somebody trying to screw over the head of the corporation. This was due to man's desire to become God, and they let that get away from them. And this further takes that element in this movie because they kind of touched on that in the very first Jurassic Park. But in this one, it really takes it further because the only reason the dinosaur escapes is because humans did not interpret what this dinosaur would be capable of. And it managed to completely hide itself and conceal itself, and that's how it broke out. Was people went in to go and kind of look around and see where is it, and then it unveils itself. I'm really excited to see how they're going to handle the camouflage, because you see that one shot where it's like, what is that? Oh, it's its tracking device. It dug itself out, or it dug it out of its own arm. And like, how did they know how did they know how to do that? And it's, well, she remembered where they put it because she's a damn intelligent dinosaur. Because I think this confirms, like, he hasn't come out and actually confirmed the dinosaurs that make up this, or the creatures that make up this dinosaur, but I mean, it has the intelligence of a velociraptor. It has the size and ferocity of a T-Rex. It has the jaw of a snake so that it can dislodge its jaw. It has the camouflage capability of a cuttlefish so that it can actually blend into its environment. So this is one of the most intimidating creatures that could have ever been conceived. I'm just excited to see how this is going to unveil, and seeing how the dinosaur is so smart that it is actually able to know how to communicate with other dinosaurs and to have them do its bidding. I'm really curious to see how they're going to handle this in the movie, because that to me is a really cool element to introduce into this franchise, and to see where they could go further with this. Again, if they end up, completely rectifying all of the stuff at the end of this movie, I really don't see how you can go any further. Nobody else out there, you cannot say, well, another billionaire is going to come in and invest in this. No, they wouldn't. Nobody would, because you're going to kill people. People will die, and you are going to lose money. So, I mean, and that's all billionaires really care about. They care about numbers. They care about money. I mean, most of them. I'm generalizing here, but there's a lot of them really only do care about that. When they look at employee lists, they look at how many numbers do I have on this sheet? How many numbers are going to save money if I get rid of them? Not how many people, how many lives am I going to screw over? So while I just hope that this movie leaves the door open to see where this story could be further told, because they're not doing this movie as a one and done. They're doing this to jumpstart a new franchise, a new trilogy possibly. And if that's the case, you got to leave it open-ended. You have to. I mean, obviously close out the story that you're telling, but allow the world to be explored further, and allow this to further be delved into. And that's my only real worry about this movie, is that it might not give that capability. And the new team may have to come in and try to nitpick things out of the first movie or out of the second movie that they say, oh, well, we could do this. Oh, we could try to do this, and really kind of go the Jurassic Park 3 route, because that movie just wasn't good in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, that pterodactyl sequence looks like it's going to be the standout. I'm really stoked to see that. This is, like I said, this is the trailer that I've wanted to see ever since I was a kid. This is what I wanted Jurassic Park 2 to be like. And yeah, I'm really excited for it. If you guys haven't checked out the trailer, by the way, you can click the link in the description of this video below. And Jurassic World is going to be opening up on June 12th, so we've only got about 6 weeks or so until this movie opens. If we do get more information about this topic, though, I will definitely update you guys on here. Like I said earlier in the show, amidst all of the trailers that were unveiled, a brand new trailer for Fantastic Four was unveiled as well. This gives us a much better look at the movie, and I've been saying this all along. While I have had moments of trepidation with this project, I have still been championing this movie, saying it's going to be good, it's going to be good, because just look at the facts. I mean, I put a comment on the superhero feed comment section one time when they were talking about Fantastic Four, and I basically said, okay, look, listen. They have the writer from X-Men Days of Future Past, Simon Kinberg, a guy who really understands this world. They have director Josh Trank, who not only directed Chronicle, which was a really great film, but has also been selected to direct the second Star Wars standalone film, a movie that he is still attached to. Lucasfilm would not keep him attached to a movie if anything that was reported about what happened on set with Fantastic Four was actually true. He would no longer be attached to this movie. Lucasfilm would not risk their reputation being sullied by hiring a director that is going to act like that on set. Third, you have Miles Teller, almost an Academy Award nominated actor from Whiplash. You have Michael B. Jordan, almost an Academy Award nominated actor from Fruitvale Station. You have Kate Mara, who should have won an Emmy already for her role on House of Cards. You have Jamie Bell, who has been a great character actor over the years, coming everywhere from Billy Elliot all the way up to movies like King Kong, and even most recently in the TV show Turn. You have Toby Kebbell, who has been excelling as an actor for years. I mean, we saw what he was able to do as what was his name? He was the ape. He was the bad ape in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Koba. That's it. He played Koba in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. You know, he was cast as the head villain in Warcraft. I mean, this guy is a very talented actor. You put all of these things together, mixed in with the fact that Fox themselves have a new regime that are the executive creators over at Fox. I mean, Tom Rothman's no longer there, the dipshit that now runs Sony Pictures, and I feel so bad for Sony Pictures. You know, you don't have that creative restraint, you know, where it was a numbers game to them. It was, how much money can we make? How much money do we have to spend? I don't know. We don't need any of that silly crap. You know, we got to make it funny. We got to sell toys for the kids. We got to do all this. We got to do all that. I know that they didn't make any money off the toys, but still. Excuse me. But you now have a brain trust at Fox who's willing to give creative control over to their filmmakers, which is what they needed to do in the first place. I mean, that's why we're getting a Deadpool movie now, because if you watch the leaked footage that came out at the end when he says, "Hi, Tom," that was directly at Tom Rothman, because Tom Rothman was the one who told them to sew his mouth shut. I mean, the guy was a moron, and I still do not understand how the hell he gets to run a studio. But besides that, he must know a lot of really well-connected people. But getting back to Fantastic Four, I mean, this trailer gives us everything that I think we've wanted in a Fantastic Four trailer. We got a proper realization of the Thing. We have what looks to be great chemistry between the cast. I mean, just that one shot alone, where you have them like, "Are you sure you guys are in the right shape to be doing this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah," and he's just like flicking the chair and going, dum, dum, like just the chemistry you can see, the mannerisms between one another, and everything about that, just to me, screams that these people know exactly what they're doing. They know what type of movie they're trying to tell, and they're going full bore with it. And I cannot be happier about it, because we're getting elements of humor. We're going to get little bits of humor sprinkled throughout the film, just like we have with X-Men Days of Future Past, with X-Men First Class. Even though those movies were advertised as being inherently serious movies, they were still peppered with levity and comedic moments throughout the film. I do not have any fear for one moment that this is going to be a 100% serious movie. Judging by the trailer, there's going to be lots of little moments of levity. And not to mention that end shot where they're like, "How long is it going to take him?" 2 minutes. And then he drops in just like a friggin' bomb and just blows up that Humvee. And they're like, maybe a little bit less time than that. But we get our first look at Doom, and I gotta say, yeah, he looks great. He doesn't look all that different, to me at least, from the Doom that we saw in Silver Surfer. He still looks a little bit mangled, his face still looks a little weird, but the one thing I will say is it looks like he has the electrical current running through every aspect of his face, which I think is the right way to go. Now, this is only just a very, very brief glimpse of Doom. We got another shot in the trailer from him from behind, but I'm still very curious to see how he's going to interact and what types of powers we're actually going to see him have. So, and also, I'm curious to see how they're going to use the Doom bots, because I've heard rumors and reports that they're going to be computer programs, and I mean, in this day and age, who knows? We have to wait until we see how it actually is portrayed on screen, but it could work. I mean, it could work, so I am 100% on board with this. I think this is actually going to look really cool. On top of that, they're not showing a lot. They're not giving away the farm. We haven't barely seen anything that takes place in the negative zone. And from my understanding, at least a good half an hour of the movie takes place in the negative zone. So they haven't shown us hardly anything from that, which I am so happy about, because we're going to experience that for the first time in context of the movie, instead of, waiting to see. Well, I'm the type of person where if I know that a certain thing is going to happen near the end of a film, and I know that that's what the event is going to be, but I don't know any more than that, then I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out on screen. But I'm also the type of person where I really do like not knowing where something is actually going to go. Unless I get a feeling for the tone of the movie. I get a feeling for the way that the actors are going to be portraying the characters. I get a sense of the story, but I don't get anything really spoiled. Like with Tomorrowland, I refuse to watch that last trailer for Tomorrowland because I don't want to see any more from the movie, because I'm already sold on it. With Fantastic Four, I've already been sold on it, but I'm so curious to see how they're going to be handling this that, you know, I need to eat up every bit of footage that we get. Now, if we get a new trailer that comes out in 2 months and that has all of the money shots from the movie, then I'm not going to watch that, because I want to experience that for the first time in the movie, watching it in the context of the sequence that it's supposed to be in. And I hope that's the way that they go. They've been doing a great job so far with the marketing campaign. And I know a lot of people out there who were haters of this movie have now been turned around, because you know what? Fox, the one thing they did right was they've marketed the movie the way that they wanted to. They didn't succumb to what everybody else wanted them to do, which was just show us a damn trailer. Show us this. We don't care if it's ready. We don't care what you got. Just show us a trailer. We need to see it. And the fact that they withheld on that and they were able to construct their own marketing campaign, I think you got to give them kudos. I mean, they persevered, they pushed through the storm, and they're on the other side, and a lot more people are excited about this movie than were before. So I think so far that they've won that battle. I can't wait to see this. And just another thing about the movie, this is just my last thought before I sign off here. I am really glad to see that, judging by the trailer, the focus of the movie is really going to be character development. It's really allowing the characters to elevate themselves, for the audience to become connected to the characters, so that the action sequences will have much more impact, instead of just seeing a bunch of shiny lights and loud noises, you know, Transformers. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for it. We got our first little shot of Mr. Fantastic actually stretching. We got to actually see him stretch a little bit when he jumped over that beam. So yeah, I'm cool with this. I can't wait to see this movie. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if we do get more information about this topic, then I will definitely update you guys on here. Well, that'll about do it for this episode of Coming Soon Movie News with Niklsun. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have been a great audience. Go ahead and click that subscribe button there in the bottom corner. You get updates whenever a new video is posted. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Niklsun, Niklsun, for all of your movie updates. And also give our Facebook fan page a like at facebook.com/movie news with Niklsun. If you ever have a topic or question you'd like to have talked about on the show, you can go ahead and put a comment in the comment section, or you can email me at movienewswithnicklson@gmail.com. And on every Friday episode, I'll try to get to as many as I can. But until next time, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.